Amusement parks are meant to be the bastions of joy and wonder, where families can escape the stresses of everyday life and immerse themselves in a world of thrills and laughter. However, there is a haunting undercurrent that lurks beneath the surface of these seemingly innocent playgrounds. Abandoned amusement parks, in particular, possess a palpable sense of unease that permeates the crumbling structures and overgrown landscapes. The Shawnee Amusement Park in West Virginia stands as a testament to this unsettling phenomena. Once a bustling hub of entertainment, this forgotten site now exudes an eerie and foreboding atmosphere. Its dilapidated rides and decaying buildings serve as a stark contrast to the joyful memories they once held. The park's troubled past, marked by tragedies and misfortunes, has imbued it with a sinister energy that seems to linger like a specter among the shadows of its abandoned grounds. Whispers of the scariest amusement park in the world and tales of its haunted nature have only added to the allure and trepidation surrounding this forgotten place. The juxtaposition of the once vibrant and smiling faces of the past and the current state of neglect and decay evokes a weird feeling, as if the very essence of the park's former life has been consumed by the darkness that now shrouds it. This unsettling blend of the past and the present, the light and the dark, creates a deeply unsettling and captivating experience that continues to draw in those who dare to venture into its forgotten corners. The Lake Shawnee Amusement Park harbors a dark history. Nestled in Mercer County, just a few miles from Princeton, this once vibrant hub of entertainment now sits abandoned, awaiting for the next round of guests to brave to enter the haunted structures within. The land where the park was built has long since been a burial ground for the Shawnee tribe, with archaeologists estimating that the site may hold remains of as many as 3,000 people. This profound connection to the past would prove to be a harbinger of the park's troubled future. In 1775, a family of white settlers known as the Clays, consisting of the father Mitchell Clay, his wife Phoebe Belcher Clay, and their 3 children, Bartley, Tabitha, and Ezekiel, moved into the remote area and established a homestead directly over the Shawnee burial ground. This act, which disregarded the sacred nature of the land, would set in motion a series of events that would ultimately lead to the park's downfall. The Clays' arrival and their disrespect for the Shawnee's ancestral resting place did not go unnoticed by the local tribe. Tensions escalated, and the Clays soon found themselves embroiled in a violent conflict with the Shawnee, a clash that would leave its indelible mark on the land. The echoes of this tragic history would reverberate through the decades, shaping the dark and unsettling aura that now envelops the abandoned amusement park. The tribe, angered by the desecration of their sacred burial ground, repeatedly warned the Clay family to leave, but they defiantly chose to ignore the warnings. In August of 1783, a group of native tribesmen descended upon the Clay homestead while the father was out hunting. The Shawnee warriors proceeded to brutally murder the youngest son, Bartley, as he worked in the fields, and then scalped his lifeless body. Tabitha, the daughter, was tracked down and viciously stabbed to death. The oldest son, Ezekiel, was not killed outright, but rather kidnapped, dragged away from his home, and later burned at the stake in a horrifying display of violence. When the patriarch of the family returned home to find his children slaughtered, his thirst for vengeance was immediate and unrelenting. He gathered a posse of other settlers and set out to hunt down and take out several of the Shawnee tribespeople, in a bloody act of retaliation. The haunting legacy of the Clay family massacre would linger over the area for years, casting a dark and ominous shadow that deterred most settlers from venturing anywhere near the site. The tragic events that unfolded on this land have infused the abandoned amusement park with something ghostly, as if there were spirits of the past still lingering, unwilling to relinquish their hold on the once vibrant but now forgotten grounds. By pure coincidence, the land where Conley T. Sneedo chose to erect his amusement park in 1926 harbored a dark and unsettling past. Unbeknownst to him, or perhaps disregarded, this very soil had once been stained by the blood of the Clay family, brutally massacred by the Shawnee tribe in retaliation for desecrating their sacred burial grounds. Initially, Sneedo's venture seemed innocent enough. A simple affair with swing sets, a Ferris wheel, and a swimming pond, catering to the families of coal miners flocking to the region. However, as the operation expanded, adding a dance hall, concession stands, a swimming pool, motorized rides such as bumper cars, a roller coaster, and then paddle boats, it was as if the amusement park was built upon a foundation of darkness. For a time, the park thrived, a vibrant hub of laughter and joy, with patrons blissfully unaware of the gruesome history that lay beneath their feet. Yet the land's thirst for tragedy seemed insatiable. A foreboding sense lingered, like a specter lurking in the shadows, waiting to cast its sinister veil once more. In the 1950s, the first incident at the park unfolded when a young girl's life was abruptly cut short on the circular swing ride. As the swing hurled at breakneck speed, a truck carelessly backed into its path, causing the girl to collide violently against it, her fragile body no match for the unforgiving force. This tragic event cast a shadow over the entire atmosphere, and the harbinger of darkness that seemed to linger within the park's very foundations was making itself known once again. In 1966, the park's thirst for tragedy was quenched once more when an 11-year-old boy, his youthful spirit filled with wonder and excitement, ventured too close to the park's murky pond, only to become ensnared in a drainage pipe's unyielding grip. His cries for help went unanswered, and it wasn't until over a week later that his lifeless body was discovered, the pond's depths having claimed another innocent victim. These high-profile incidents weren't merely the tip of the iceberg, as whispers of other unsettling occurrences began to circulate. Tales of a man who plunged from the dizzying heights of the Ferris wheel, his motives unknown, to the accounts of 6 tragic deaths during the park's years of operation, as told by the current owner, only added to the feelings at the park. In the wake of the young boy's drowning, the Shawnee Lake Amusement Park shuttered its gates for good in 1966. The crumbling structures and overgrown landscapes that now stand as reminders of the park's troubled past, a past that seems unwilling to relinquish its hold on the forgotten grounds, casting something ominous over the now abandoned site. The park's descent into abandonment was a haunting spectacle, its once vibrant attractions reduced to rusted, decaying relics that pierced through the overgrown landscape like the skeletal remains of long-extinct creatures. The site lingered until 1985, when Gaylord White acquired the land, harboring ambitions of resurrecting the park's former glory. However, his efforts were met with resistance, as if the site's troubled history deterred visitors from embracing its revived allure. Despite White's endeavors, the amusement park failed to recapture the magic of its heyday, and after a mere 3 years, it was forced to shutter its doors once more. In the wake of its failed revival, the land was transformed into a fishing lake and campground. Yet the park's crumbling ruins remained, their presence serving as a grim reminder of the tragedies that had once unfolded within its boundaries. Whispers of otherworldly occurrences began to circulate. Tales of ghostly apparitions and unexplained phenomena were told in the local bars and on internet message boards. The park's ruins stood as a haunting testament to the complex interplay between human ambition and the lingering echoes of the past. A past that seemed unwilling to be buried. The abandoned grounds of the former Shawnee Lake Amusement Park seemed to be a magnet for paranormal occurrences, and the tales that emerge from its crumbling ruins do not disappoint. Visitors often report an unsettling sensation of being watched or followed, as if unseen eyes linger in the shadows. Sudden waves of panic or overwhelming dread wash over some, leaving them with a feeling that defies rational explanation. Chilling accounts speak of disembodied hands pressing upon shoulders, or the feeling of being pushed or tapped by an invisible force. Objects have been known to move on their own accord, defying the laws of physics, while shadowy figures lurk among the deteriorating rides, adding to the park's sinister ambiance. The swings, once a symbol of childhood joy, now creak back and forth in the absence of wind, as if propelled by unseen hands. Orbs of light float through the overgrown weeds, their ethereal glow beckoning the curious and the brave. Small child-sized apparitions have been reported dashing among the rustling hulks of long-forgotten rides, as if waiting to turn in a ticket for one final time. Even the spirits of the land's original inhabitants, the Native Americans, are said to make their presence known, with shadowy figures skulking about in the darkness, their whispers carried on the wind. The sounds that permeate the abandoned park only add to its creepy feeling, with disembodied laughter echoing through the stillness, as if the ghosts of children still linger, frozen in time. Whispers seem to come from directly behind people, sending chills down the spines of those brave enough to venture into the park's forgotten corners. Shouts and strange chanting, perhaps in a Native American language, have also been reported. Perhaps most unsettling are the accounts of those who have captured photographic evidence of the park's paranormal activity. Numerous visitors have been shocked to discover ghostly figures or shadowy apparitions lurking within their photographs. Whispers echo through the abandoned grounds, tales of a restless spirit bound to the very swings that once brought her joy. It is here, amidst the rusted frames and tangled vines, that the ghostly presence of a young girl lingers, her essence forever tethered to the tragic moment when her life was cut short. The White family, in their pursuit to resurrect the park's former glory, unknowingly invited this haunting specter into their midst. They acquired the original swing set, unaware of the dark history it carried, and inadvertently provided a conduit for the girl's spirit to manifest. Those who dare to venture near the swings often recount several weird encounters. A single swing, marked by a crimson ribbon, seems to beckon visitors with an unseen force. Yet it is the adjacent seat, adorned with an owl ornament, that appears to be her favorite haunt. On days when the air hangs still, the owl seems to sway and dance, as if propelled by an invisible breeze. Visitors have reported feeling an icy chill caress their skin, or the weight of an unseen entity settling beside them on the swing's weathered plank. Some have even claimed to hear the faint echoes of childlike laughter, tinged with a melancholic undertone, carried on the wind's whispers. These unsettling occurrences have left many questioning the boundaries between the realms of the living and the dead, and wondering if the girl's spirit remains bound to this place, forever seeking the joy and innocence that was so cruelly stolen from her. Also lingering with the abandoned park's confines is the restless spirit of the young boy whose life was also tragically cut short, but by the murky depths of the lake. His ghostly presence seems to wander the grounds, drawn particularly to the front entrance, as if driven by a compulsion to safeguard visitors from the fate that he could not escape. Near the lake's edge, a simple white plastic pinwheel affixed to an old ticket booth appears to serve as a conduit between his ethereal realm and the world of the living. This unassuming pinwheel exhibits an ability to move and spin without the aid of any discernible breeze. Its movements, controlled by an invisible force, seem to respond to the beckoning of those brave enough to engage with it. Witnesses have told chilling encounters where the pinwheel's rotation accelerates, slows, or halts entirely in response to spoken commands, as if the little boy is answering their questions or simply acknowledging their existence. Along with the apparitions, another phenomena has been experienced in the park as well. Voices echoing from realms beyond our comprehension. These chilling recordings, captured by the intrepid poly gear of mountaineer ghosts, offer a haunting glimpse to the unseen forces that linger amidst the decaying structures. One such encounter occurred when gear ventured to knock the weathered siding of an abandoned trailer. The silence that followed was shattered by a gruff, disembodied voice that seemingly commanded them to please leave. The ominous utterance sent shivers down the spines of those present, as if the very spirits of the park were issuing a warning to trespassers. Another bone-chilling recording took place between the rusted frames of the Ferris wheel as two friends conversed, their voices mingling within the stillness. A sudden interruption pierced the air. A shockingly clear, high-pitched voice, perhaps that of a young girl, uttering the haunting words, "Won't talk." Yet the unsettling phenomena does not end there. In the same location, another recording was captured, what sounded like the wistful plea of a child's voice, whispering either, "I want to swing," or "I'm on a swing." Above all the other haunting scenery located in the park, the abandoned swings stand as an unsettling beacon, an area that seems to have more activity than the rest of the park combined. Several visitors tell terrifying encounters as the rusted chains creak and groan, seemingly propelled by unseen forces. Sudden chills caress the skin, and an overwhelming sense of dread washes over the unwary, as if they've trespassed into a realm where the boundaries between the living and the dead blur. At the heart of these unsettling occurrences lies the persistent sightings of a ghostly young girl, her form clad in a ruffled pink dress stained with the crimson hues of tragedy. Some claim to have witnessed her spectral figure swaying upon the swing. Others recount her haunting presence lingering nearby, her gaze piercing through the veil that separates our world. The park's current owner, a man who has stared into the abyss of the unknown, tells his own chilling encounters with the girl's spirit. He speaks of moments when his body froze, paralyzed by her ethereal gaze, as if she held dominion over him. His words paint a vivid picture of the strange sensations that permeate the swing's vicinity. Seats swaying without wind, icy blasts of cold air caressing the skin, and an inexplicable warmth radiating from the very center, as if the girl's essence lingers here, forever bound to the place where her life was extinguished. In a haunting recollection shared with the Travel Channel, the owner's words echo with the weight of one who was born witness to the unexplainable. Sometimes this seat will start to move or sway your hand till you feel cold air blowing through the seat. And then you get to the middle and you feel something warm. And we believe that that's her spirit. Certain areas seem to exert an unsettling pull, drawing in paranormal occurrences like moths to a flame. The Ferris wheel, its rusted frame frozen in time, has become a haunting focal point for unexplained sightings. Visitors have reported glimpsing shadowy figures seated within the precarious confines of its cars, particularly the one locked eternally at the 9 o'clock position. Some even claim to have witnessed ghostly apparitions plummeting from the heights of the Ferris wheel, only to vanish into the ether, leaving onlookers questioning the boundaries of reality. Could these spectral forms be the lingering essence of the unfortunate souls purportedly leapt to their demise from the Ferris wheel's lofty perch? Or are they merely tricks of light and shadow cast by the encroaching vegetation that clings to the decaying metal structure? The uncertainty only adds to the feel of the abandoned amusement park. The park's murky, drained pond also harbors its share of haunting tales. Fishermen casting their lines into the stagnant waters have reported sightings of shadowy figures gliding beneath the surface, their forms distorted by the rippling depths. Inexplicable waves and disturbances have been known to ripple across the pond's surface, as if something unseen lurks below, stirring the waters with its presence. Some brave souls who have ventured into the pond's embrace have even claimed to feel an unseen force tugging at them, as if an entity from beyond seeks to pull them under and hold them within its watery embrace. The desolate concession stands, once bustling hubs of activity, now stand as silent sentinels, their empty shells bearing witness to haunting apparitions. Visitors have reported sightings of what appear to be Native American figures, aimlessly wandering those abandoned structures, their presence shrouded in mystery. What draws these spectral forms to this forgotten place? Their motives remain obscured. The history of the unexplained, coupled with the undeniably bizarre ambiance that shrouds this place, have transformed the abandoned Shawnee Lake Amusement Park into a mecca for those seeking a brush with the supernatural or the macabre. It has become a prime destination for paranormal investigators, ghost hunters, and thrill seekers alike. The park's reputation has captured the attention of numerous television programs, each seeking to uncover the sinister forces that lurk just beneath the surface. Some of these shows claim to have encountered genuine brushes with supernatural entities. But are these encounters true or mere entertainment? While these paranormal reality shows undoubtedly seek to amplify the spooky factor, the accounts they present cannot always be so easily dismissed. They offer glimpses into the haunting phenomena that seem to permeate the grounds, beckoning those with insatiable curiosity for the unknown to venture forth. The abandoned Shawnee Lake Amusement Park now embraces its haunting legacy, inviting the intrepid to unravel the sinister secrets that lurk within its crumbling confines. While the park's grounds remain accessible for fishing and camping, the dilapidated rides and structures themselves are off limits for most of the year because their decaying state poses potential hazards to the unwary. However, from October the 25th to the 31st, the park opens its gates for the Dark Carnival event, offering daring souls the opportunity to embark on haunting tours and experience a chilling haunted house attraction. Visitors are guided through the park's crumbling ruins, their footsteps echoing through the desolate concession stands, and past the rusted frames, the Ferris wheel, where spectral figures are still said to linger, to the depths of the drained pond. And at the heart of it all, the abandoned swings still stand, their rusted chains creaking and groaning. For those unwilling to brave the guided tours, the surrounding woods offer camping opportunities through the looming presence of the amusement park's ruins, piercing through the tree line, casting an ominous shadow over the landscape. If abandoned sites invoke an unsettling chill, then forsaken amusement parks must be the epitome of haunted. Abandoned parks with a legacy of death and tragedy are about as spine-tingling as it gets. Whether or not any authentic spectral entities linger here, an undeniable air of desolation, abandonment, and bleak dread hangs heavy in the air, as if accumulating a debt of fear for every child's smile that once graced its now rusted, time-worn gates. Is this sense of foreboding and our tendency to perceive phantoms in such locations merely illusions and tall tales, projections of our morbid curiosity and innate aversion to the discarded, unwanted places of our world? Or do some of these sites truly harbor or channel forces beyond our comprehension? Perhaps the answer lies in a daring nighttime stroll through the hollow shell of what was once Shawnee Lake Amusement Park, if you possess the fortitude to confront the unknown. Thank you guys so much for watching this latest video. Please don't forget to subscribe with notifications on, share, and comment. And I will see you again very soon with an all-new video. And until next time, this has been Cody here at Mystery Archives. Remember to stay safe out there, and take care.